Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video. Jason plans to bring Valentine/Charlotte back. Laura cuts her and Lulu's reunion short with Charlotte news. As Jason assures Anna he has a plan to get her and Valentine back, today on General Hospital, Laura and Lulu share an emotional reunion. Jason tells Anna he's got a plan to lure Valentine and Charlotte back, and TJ and Molly admit their marriage is over. Please note that if you purchase something by clicking on a link within this story, we may receive a small commission of the sale. General Hospital's Kelly Monaco lashes out at those who choose to bully behind their power and suggests they'll suffer their own consequences. On today's General Hospital, Rick joins a grateful Ava at the bar, though she gets nervous when he says she might want him to pay for his own drink. Ava's confused, telling him he did great. Rick says he took a calculated risk. Either the jury will go after the unbalanced Christina or the ruthless defense attorney who made a grieving mother cry. You said we were going to win. Rick just wanted Ava confident in court this morning. Ava tells him to buck up. She was calm and confident, and Molly forgave him for defending her. She saw Molly's look, and he convinced her baby's death was an accident. She thinks he gave him a little peace. She then asks him to be straight with her and what she's looking at. Rick says the max sentence is 20 years, but a failsafe fell into his lap, thanks to Alexis. Her expulsion could be grounds for appeal or a mistrial. They toast to Alexis' big mouth. Rick hopes an appeal will be unnecessary, though. Ava feels it'll work out. Laura gets home to see Lulu on her couch and drops her bag on the floor. Hi, Mom. The two rush into each other's arms as Laura cries in joy. They move to the couch where Lulu lays on her mom's shoulder and tells her she can't remember much, but she felt Laura's presence when she was there. Laura warns Lulu that there's a lot to absorb and not get overwhelmed, but she's happy she's safe. Lulu sits up and tells her about Cyrus, after which Laura promises he'll never get close to her again. So much has changed, Lulu laments. She missed out on so much, including Dad's death. More, who was Dustin again? Laura comforts her daughter and pulls her close. She talks about how grown-up Rocco it is, and Laura teases that she's a gamer now because of Rocco. Lulu's in high spirits about how great her son is and tells her mom to call Valentine so she can see Charlotte tonight. Laura just looks at her. Before she can say anything, Kevin comes home. They hug, and he admits he wasn't sure if he believed she was awake until just now. He offers to do anything to help her. Then Laura asks him where Ace is. Kevin left him with the nanny to give Laura and Lulu more time together. He goes to get food. Mom, who's Ace? Laura explains who he is and says Ace is living with them because Nicholas is in prison and Ace's mom died. Lulu wants to know how Spencer is coping with a new baby brother. After Laura fills her in, Lulu's in disbelief that he's gone without a trace. Laura reassures Lulu that Nicholas will be really happy to talk to her. Lulu can't wait to talk to him, but Charlotte first. Laura breaks the news that, as far as she knows, Charlotte is happy and safe. But she vanished with Valentine. She fills Lulu in on all that went down and assures her daughter that everyone's trying to find Charlotte. Oh yeah, and Anna and Valentine got involved. More, death on Yellowstone. Molly gets over to Alexis, and they talk a bit about how Christina's doing. She's better, since she believes Ava will be convicted, but Molly scoffs that there's no way the jury is convicting her. Alexis apologizes for getting herself removed and asks what happened. Molly thinks Rick convinced the jury Ava's innocent. Because he convinced me. Molly admits she was blinded by revenge. She just wanted someone to pay for her baby's death. But she can't anymore. She's ready to turn the page no matter what. Alexis tells her daughter how much she admires her and is glad she can find peace. Thank you for accepting that because TG couldn't. Jordan shows up at Curtis, where he tells her Michael was right, and Drew is going to double-cross him. Jordan doesn't get it, but Curtis tells her the whole thing is just complicated Quartermain stuff. He fills her in on Drew, Willow, and Michael. He's just collateral damage. One more chance to say goodbye to Chad Duell. They talk about how messy this whole thing is with Drew, with Nina and Willow and Curtis pulled into it. He warned Drew to back off, but was ignored. And now Michael wants him to help get revenge. Jordan, though, warns him to be careful. He knows how the Quartermaines go with their games. If you want to win, she tells him, you need to play them both. TJ comes in and says he needs a place to stay tonight. He and Molly are taking a break. He tells them about their fight, and Curtis points out that grieving is personal and he and Molly are having a tough time accepting that. All TJ knows is Christina is reckless and irresponsible, and he never wanted her as their surrogate to begin with, and now Molly's moving on. They feel too far apart to ever find their way back together again. Molly and TJ both tell their respective parents about how their relationship started falling apart with the pregnancy, flashing back and forth as they flesh out the story. They fought more, stopped talking as much, but then did what they could to stop fighting, and things started getting better again. Irene would save them, but that didn't happen. Neither of them know how to be what the other needs now. Alexis comforts Molly, while Jordan and Curtis hug TJ. Alexis tells her daughter that sometimes grief brings you together, other times it pulls you apart. TJ just doesn't understand her grieving, Molly says, then admits she doesn't want to be a mother after this. Alexis gently tells her to give herself some time. I don't want another child. I'm done. TJ tells Jordan and Curtis that he wanted to pause after they lost their first baby, but Molly wanted to rush forward. Enter Christina. He just wanted Molly happy, he tells his mom. Curtis asks if it's too late to work this out. TJ thinks this is the start of a separation. Curtis says there's something to be said about knowing when to take a break from trying. Dawn shows up at stables with a six-pack and news. Lulu's awake. Classic Lulu woke up from her coma and hitchhiked home. Cody puts the pieces together fast and tells Dante about his hitchhiker. He knew there was something familiar about her but thought Lulu was in a coma, so he never had any reason to think it was her. Cody asks how Dante's taking it all. He's just trying to figure it all out. It feels like a miracle, but he's in shock. They sip some beer just as Brooklyn barges in, telling Cody to pick up the next time Tracy calls or there'll be hell to pay. She won't stop blowing up Brooklyn's phone and messing up her alone time with Chase. She threatens to tell Tracy about what they're going, and Dante and Cody needle her about ratting them out, just like the old days. Brooklyn mentions Granny chewing them out. Donnie says that probably won't happen after she hears Lulu is awake. That's why they're having some beers together, and yes, Rocco knows. Brooklyn's awkwardly happy for everyone, but Tracy texts her again, and she rushes out. Cody figured she'd be happier, but Donnie said she and Lulu weren't that close. In fact, Brooklyn tried to break them up. Back at her place, Anna tells Jason they have to find Charlotte now that Lulu's awake. This was all her fault. Charlotte's missing because she let Valentin go, but Jason counters that that wasn't her doing. Val could have left Charlotte here, but he ran and took her with him. Jason says he's involved too. He chose to help her. Anna has to get past her guilt. They need to think clearly on the next steps. He's here, he's in, and they'll find Charlotte. In the show's final moments, Donnie fills Cody in about Carly's scheme to break him and Lulu up. He goes to check on Rocco. Cody gives him a lollipop and tells him to give it to Lulu and tell her she owes Cody $20. Ava tells Rick Nina warned her about him. Ava defended him though. For the record, Rick tells her he believes she's innocent. Ava thanks him, but Rick repeats with emphasis, I believe you. More. Is Ava a dead woman walking? Jordan and Curtis tell TJ that separation is going to be painful, but he can stay with either of them as long as he needs. He's not alone. Alexis, meanwhile, tells Molly she trusts her to know what she wants, but she wishes she could take Molly's losses. They talk a bit about Sam, and Molly starts to cry, saying she misses her sister. They pull in for another hug.